Hello everyone, my name is Samantha and you are watching Tuned in Tarot. Today we are doing a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. You feel it, I have it. Welcome all. So with this being a general reading, it's just one of those things where you need to, as you hear everyone say, just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do ask that with these readings, it's, it does take a little bit of thinking, a little bit of intention to really digest what you're seeing with these cards. But I feel that, if you are somebody that is drawn towards this kind of guidance, then you do have some intuitive bits going on inside of you that you are wanting to listen to, and I think that you need to keep that in mind with each of these readings. So this is my first video, and so I'm pretty excited about this. I'm starting with Capricorn because that's my sun sign, and I will go through the rest of the zodiac signs as well. So I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but I'm gonna get a little mojo going here now that I've set my intentions for this being a Capricorn reading, and we'll clear some energy and then we'll get to your reading, okay? You're going to hear a couple of loud noises, just me cleaning the space here, preparing the energy for some clear information, clear guidance, all that good stuff. Now again, I did pre-shuffle. We're going to get a couple more in here. I will work on getting the names of the tarot cards that I'm using in the description if I don't have it in the next few days. Just bear with me here. And we'll do one more nice firm shuffle. Now, the spread that I'm going to do is going to be just pretty simple today. It'll be 5 cards, which we will clarify on. First, we're going to do, first card is going to be where you are right now, next steps, obstacles, strengths and resources, and a new focus or potential outcome. Okay? So asking for guidance here, my spirits, universe, my source. Please talk to us today about Capricorn. General messages for Capricorn. And one more. Okay. We have the, let's see if let's focus here, King of Cups. Where you are now. Five of Swords for next step. 2 of Wands for obstacles. The Hanged Man for strengths and resources. And the Chariot for new focus or potential outcome. You know, I do like the King of Cups here. Who doesn't? Five of Swords, Hanged Man, and the Chariot. You know, the King of Cups is somebody who is pretty into communicating clearly with regards to their emotions, so emotional stability. You know, they're masters of this suit. So they got stability, authority, and a really nice, it's a healthy masculine energy. It's a fire and water sign. So, you know, I'll try to list the signs that are incorporated with this, because this could be a person, and we'll clarify on that. But, you know, fire and water, it's a pretty heavy representation with it being a king here. So just know, it looks like, you know, either you have somebody or you are this person, someone that's able to navigate emotional depths without allowing waves to drag them, you know, away. He's loving, empathetic, and, you know, intuitive. The Five of Swords with your next step. Sometimes this sword sometimes has a negative connotation. You know, it does typically represent conflict or arguments, but that's kind of just natural with all relationships and situations. But it's kind of how you handle yourself that will help you move forward. So, you know, it's there might need to be some sort of confrontation here, and it's swords, you know, so that's a lot of it's a, you know, air sign, communication, things like that. And then in your obstacles, we have the Two of Wands, and I do like the Two of Wands. Regardless if I like it or not, you know, it is listing itself as an obstacle, but it looks like, you know, that's something that represents your choice or future plans. So this might be something this might be coming up for you here soon. You know, this is talking about possibilities, making plans for the future. There might be an excited energy about this. It might not, since it's in an obstacle position, but it does show that you do have some opportunities and choice here that are causing some sort of just maybe a stir or a lot of thought with your decision making here. In your strengths and resources, you have the Hanged Man. And, you know, the Hanged Man, and especially when it's in this position here with strengths and resources, I want to see this as just shifting your perspective, being patient, waiting to help you yield better results, seeing your situation from multiple viewpoints, not really making any hasty decisions, and I think that is something that we need to hold on to given this reading right now. So waiting for a clearer signal for action. You know, this is just kind of this is telling me that you do have a moment right now. You're not being pushed to make a decision at this moment, which is good. Especially when we got some, you know, maybe some emotions we're dealing with over here, but it's nothing that we can't handle. In the future, you know, or potential outcome, or your focus, we have the Chariot. And I think everybody likes the Chariot because that's inspired action. You know, there's movement for movement's sake, and then there's movement for the sake of you feel that it's right. So it looks like that with this being in your new focus or potential outcome, I think that you do have something on your brain. You do have some choices here. And I think you're ready to take things to a different place, to a better place, because it's something that you feel is right, and you have a clear kind of idea with where it's going. You know, and I think that the Chariot is something that asks you to be clear about this, and especially with the Hanged Man. You know, you're at a time right now where you're not feeling, you don't have to be rushed with this. And that's good with the Chariot, because the Chariot it's asking you to be clear with your intention and your focus and your plan for action. So it's like all of these right here, I'm liking a lot. And, they might not be easy, but it looks like you have a decision to make. You have the time to kind of, find the good, look at it from different ways. No one's rushing you. But ultimately that is going to be good for you, because I feel like with the Chariot here and your potential outcome, you're going to be able to make a very solid and in tuned decision. So we're going to go ahead and clarify. I'm just curious what's at the bottom of the deck here. Oh, okay, we got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, with me being a Capricorn, now Capricorn's my sun and my Mercury sign, so when I see the Nine of Wands, and really any of the wands, they speak to me a lot. Even though it is a fire sign, I do have a lot of fire in my chart, but this tells me that, and it resonates with me because, I do appreciate hard work, and I do really like to, my identity is kind of in my work and my efforts, and it can be a good thing and a bad thing, but it looks like, Capricorn, you guys have been working hard, and it's a 9, so we're almost to a 10, which is everything coming to completion. You've worked hard, you're sticking with it, and it might be time for a little bit of a rest here, given the Hanged Man. But with the Nine of Wands at the bottom, this reading, it could be love for sure, but I have a very strong sense that this could be work related, but it definitely could be with relationships as well. So as I said in the beginning, as everybody says, take it as it resonates, but this to me is about yourself, and options for yourself, and standing up for yourself and making decisions for the betterment of your future and how you see it. So let's go ahead and clarify. I'll use a different deck here. And again, I did, when I split this deck, this guy came out, the Devil, which is us, Capricorn. We'll do one more of these nice hard shuffles. So we're first going to clarify the King of Cups here. I want to know more about the King of Cups in your current situation. You know, if this is, what do we got for Capricorn here? One more. We got the Sun. I'll work on getting a better camera, guys, but the Sun, that's a happy card. For some reason, I'm always drawn to the sunflowers here. It just overall makes me happy. So this is clarifying the King of Cups. So, So I'd say that you've been working on just, I feel like this is you. This King of Cups is you. And, you know, you've been working on just, I feel just being a better person. Being a better person in all aspects of your life. And that emotional stability that the King of Cups has, I'll tell you, emotional stability is something that is, it's so important. And when you have that King of Cups kind of emotional stability, I really feel like there's nothing you can't tackle. And when you're able to address your emotions and how you feel towards things, I just feel like you've been working really hard and you have a different outlook recently. Regardless if things are where they want to be right now, where you ideally want them to be, you've been really working towards a place of gratitude. And that is working in your favor here. Let's clarify the Five of Swords. You know, the Five of Swords, as I said, it is conflict, it is words, and I'm getting words here. And it's almost like winning at all costs. Sometimes it just kind of depends on the overall situation, but this is in your next step position. One more. Three of Cups. Tell you what, you know, with the Three of Cups coming on top of the Five of Swords, this confrontation, this thing that you have to do, this talking, this conflict, it's not for anything bad. I feel like it's just to make a situation better. You know, it's prioritizing your connection with people and celebrating what you guys have. And I feel like, you know, while with this Five of Swords in your next steps, it's just something that has to be said. But it's for the good with this Three of Cups here. You know, you got these people celebrating, being happy, it's joyous, it's expansive, celebrating, you know, just life's pleasures, and with it clarifying that Five of Swords, I just don't think that the situation that you have to address with the Five of Swords, your next step, you know, it's not for anything bad. I don't think anything's gonna be, you know, it's not something that's like uber detrimental. It's just something that's like a nagging kind of conflict, and this being addressed is gonna be for the betterment of whatever situation that it's impacting, whether it is coworkers or boss, family life, things like that. So I like to see that. You know, it's not always like that, and I know life always, you know, there's always complicated situations, but for right now, you know, I think that whatever kind of conflict you're having right now, it's not it's not just you just having a problem. I think it's overall just there's a general concern or issue that when it's addressed, everyone's going to be like, okay, well, I'm glad that happened, and let's move on. We're going to clarify the Two of Wands in your obstacles position. One more. The Knight of Pentacles. Oh yeah, babe. I love Pentacles. And it's because I'm a Capricorn. Like that. Like, but I love Pentacles. You know, the Knight of Pentacles, he's looking for long-term abundance, and with it clarifying on that Two of Wands, you know, I do have a feeling that if it is love, you know, this is something that's you're looking at options, and you have something here that is grounded, taking things slower, creating a relationship, you know, that's built on stability. But you know, I honestly do get a sense that this is something a little bit more just personal to you with where you are in life. I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is where you're at with this Two of Wands. You're looking for steady progress. You're looking for that long-term abundance. And, you know, this, it could be somebody else, air and earth, but I honestly feel like this is you. This is you looking at your options, looking at what you want, and looking at your choices, and this is where your mind is. And you might have something pretty stable right now, you know, but I think you're being presented with, whether it's thoughts, whether it's wants, needs, drive towards something that edges you just a little bit more. And man, you know, I really think that this is you. This is how you're looking at it. This is why you're in this situation right here. Your obstacle is that you have choices, but you know that you want stability, and I think that you have an option with that here too. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and clarify the Hanged Man. That is in your strengths and resources. So I tell you what, you know, the Hanged Man in that position, I kind of like that, because, man, when you're making life choices, I don't think that anybody wants to be rushed, you know, so it's telling me that you have some time. You have the flexibility to sit there for a little bit. And two cards popped out here. Got the Lovers and the Four of Pentacles. And they came out like this. I think this might be, you know, with the two cards popping out like this, the perspective that you're looking at it is, you know, with the Lovers being there, I'm not taking it as being lovers. It could be an interpersonal relationship for sure that is, you know, maybe causing this pause, or you know, it could be a relationship. But I think that, you know, this this card is as a reminder. I think this is how you need to look at it. Why it's clarifying the Hanged Man is that it kind of reminds you to choose divine love over instant gratification, but not just with another person, but with yourself. And God knows we've all been in that situation where we may have bought something just because we wanted it instead of saving up for something maybe a little bit better, or we made a really rash decision for something that was like, I know I could get this quickly, or it might not have been in like my complete best interest, but for the time being it served me. We really didn't look at that long-term type of commitment. So use your values. Use your values with this lover, because this is definitely this is you just aligning. This is tied with Gemini, duality, communication, adaptability. So I'd say, choosing relationships and situations with mutual respect and healthy communication. I think you need to look at that. And with the Four of Pentacles, I don't know, I always laugh at this card because, personally I look at just kind of someone just hanging on to everything that they have. And, with this Nine of Wands that we had at the bottom of the deck, well, yeah, of course, you're going to want to hang on to, you guys, you've worked hard. You've worked hard and you've gotten yourself into a certain situation where now you do have options here, and it is really scary to try to conceive a reality that doesn't involve this something, whatever it is that's been in your life for so long. But I think that, with the Lovers in mind, using that kind of relationship, that good, spiritual, whole, pure relationship type of mentality when making your decision, while you have this Hanged Man here as your resource. I think it's not wrong. Like I said, hold on to what you have. You want stability. So, and conserving your resources, all that good stuff. Just don't lose sight of potential growth. Don't get so caught up with your comfort level because there's something here that isn't serving you, obviously. You have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. Obviously, it's a decision to you. If it wasn't a decision, you wouldn't even be having to think about it. There's obviously something here that that's positioned itself in your life to where it's making you maybe question your options, and it looks like that and especially with the Chariot here, you're in tune. Just really think about what matters to you, what matters with your stability and your value and the hard work and stuff that you have to offer. And ultimately, I think you need to choose this higher relationship. You've worked really hard. You got that King of Cups and the Sun. You've worked really hard on yourself. And I know that takes time. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes insight, it takes a want. So don't lose sight of that divine love that you've gained right now. But also understand that it's okay to step out of your comfort zone. With the Chariot here, you'll know. We're going to go ahead and clarify the Chariot that's in your focus, future, or potential outcome. One more. Can't make it up. You got the Hanged Man clarifying this. Guys, I'm just saying, you got the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So, I think that this is something that, this isn't an easy decision. I know it's not. But with the Hanged Man coming up here twice, you need to take time. You need to take your time, and you need to really listen to what you value. Make a list. What do you value? You want stability, but you also want stability and good opportunities because you know what you offer. And I think once you take that time, and you're going to feel it. You're going to know it. You're going to know it. You're going to know it. You know, that Emperor at the bottom of the deck, he's really intimidating, isn't he? And that's okay. You know, he's another divine masculine energy. You know, it's like the King of Cups, another really just strong masculine energy. You know, he leads you to take action from a place of power rather than fear. You got to connect to yourself. You got to connect to what you know is right. Your drive, your ambition, your power. That serves the greater good and not just yourself. That higher love. You know, utilize affirmations, self-empowerment. Know that you can do this, and I know it can be scary. But I feel like this guidance 100% is going to come from you. It's going to come from you. You know, sometimes Emperor could be somebody different, but with this reading, this guidance, you know, you have the King of Cups and the Sun. Baby, you worked on yourself. Like, that's you, 100%. I know it. It's nobody else. With the Sun here, you've worked on yourself. Like, you have this really clear, just understanding of how to handle yourself. And that's just with all sorts of things. And I think that it's opened up just some doors for you mentally and emotionally here to where you're able to see, like, just all the goodness and, like, gratitude in places where you haven't normally seen it. And it's just, your life's kind of blooming here. I just love this darn card. I love the sunflowers. I know I said that, but 100%, like, I firmly believe that King of Cups is you, and you're in a place now where you're just like, I this is cool. I'm cool. Like, I'm all right. I can handle this. Things are good, but with that comes growth. I think with anytime you take a step and you improve, you know, there's always some challenges here that really, and they challenge your idea of what is and what has been and what's okay and what you will and won't tolerate. And so, like, you know, with this coming up in your next steps, this enlightenment, this emotional maturity that you've reached, you know, you have some things to address. And whether it's with coworkers or whether it's with family, partner, whatever the case is, you have some things to say, to iron out, but it's nothing crazy. Like, I feel like everybody knows that it needs to be talked about, and they're going to be happy for it. And how this kind of plays out into your decision making. I think maybe tackling a complicated situation or a conflict that shows improvement for whatever community this is going to be something that opens up these doors for you. And that's how I'm going to connect the two. Because, you're going to have some opportunities, and these are going to be challenging for you to try to weigh out. But they're nothing, I don't think they're anything, it's all something stable. It could be within your current position, your current relationship, but you've worked on yourself, you've addressed some things, you've shown people that you've grown emotionally, and you're stable there, and now you're having some choices to make. And that's good, because it's all for growth. Like, this is just all good, all positive stuff. And I know it's scary, and I've said that before. It's scary to do that. But you got the Hanged Man, which tells me that in your strengths and resources, with this being your strengths and resources, it tells me that you have time. You're not being rushed into this. But while you're thinking about it, while you're in this time where you can reflect and make decisions, whatever, this is telling me that you need to remember how you got here. You need to choose that divine love, that inner, that thing that meshes well with you, what's gotten you to this point. Whether that's a partnership with another person, a relationship, or just that inner love you have for yourself. This is divine stuff. And, you can't go back on that. You can't go back, because the King of Cups tells me you've moved into a different place emotionally, and you know what you want. But this is also telling me that you might be challenged with getting out of your comfort zone. But don't forget this. Don't forget, there's stepping out of your comfort zone, and then there's trashing this relationship that you've built, this understanding, this duality, this love, whatever it is, for whomever it is, yourself, whatever. But, don't hold on too tight. I think you can spread your wings out a little bit more. Don't forget your stability, but I think you can just don't have a stranglehold on the situation. But you got time. And then with, the new focus, you got the Chariot here, and this is momentum. This is, intuitive drive and knowing, and this is divine, just stability here to make some decisions to move forward. But with it being partnered with and clarified with the Hanged Man, I think you need to know. Okay? You need to take your time, and you need to weigh your options, and you're going to know. The Hanged Man twice just tells me that you need to be honest with yourself. Yeah, look at it in all ways that you can, but the Chariot driven tells me that you're going to know. Because that's protected. That's protected movement here. Okay, that's intuitive movement. So, I don't know, guys. I think that, this is like I said, this is a general reading, and this is for like the current situation, and I wouldn't drive this out more than, or say that this is for something more than just the next, few weeks or so. This is all happening now, and I'd say that your current situation, this isn't a bad place to stay. It's not a bad place to be right now. So, if you have the time, stay in this mood. Stay in this mood, because this is good stuff. This is what's going to bring you all the good stuff. Being stable with your emotions, my goodness. So many people can't do that, and it ruins relationships, work, personal, whatever the case is, but you got this down, and it's good for you. So really, don't lose sight of this. It's going to bring stuff for you, but don't be afraid to address stuff that comes up, because you're going to have to. I think people are going to look to you because they see your growth, and I think you're going to have to, not calling out people, but just, having those conversations, but it's nothing that nobody knows that needs to happen. Everyone's going to feel better about it. So, good luck with this, and just take some quiet time. Make a list. Iron out what it is you want. Weigh your options, but don't lose sight of that love that you've built for yourself, that nice path you have, that sunny side that you've built, because that's a hard place to get to. And I'd say don't lose that path. Okay? But anyway, so that's my reading for you, Capricorn. Please like, subscribe. I hope to grow this channel a lot, and I'll have more readings for other signs here. Just, I need to get my feet wet a little bit, and I wanted to start out with my Cappies. So, yeah, if you have any questions, my email is listed in my page description. I'll check that. I don't offer any personal readings at this time. I don't ask for your money, nothing like that. As this channel grows, that might change. I might have other options to communicate and show content, but right now my YouTube is where it's at, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.